Welcome to episode 4 of Premier Weekly, and yet again I am at home because it's been a busy week and it's Friday. It's Friday afternoon at 4 o'clock, and I thought, do I go to the podcast studio just to record this, or do I record from home? And definitely recording from home. Okay, so here we go. This is what's been going on this week at Premier Events, and it has been an absolutely massive week this week. You as a team, like we work so hard to get an event up to be ready, and then you deliver it, and everyone is then just absolutely knackered, and that's what's been going on this week. So on Tuesday, I went to basically it's busy. Everyone's rammed, and I have had to kind of step in a bit and help. So normally my role is kind of overseeing just what's going on and kind of helping improve the business. But when it gets really busy, like this week, I have to go and actually get involved in jobs. And so Tuesday, I got trained to Manchester to oversee a sponsors event that we did as part, basically a break off event as part of a massive event we delivered on Wednesday for KFC in Manchester Central. So it was nice to go and do that in Manchester at the Lowry on Tuesday. And that was really really good. I enjoyed doing it. It's nice to be on site and meet some people and just kind of get back out there really. And then Wednesday, the big event at Manchester Central happened. I had no involvement in that at all, but I got a train to London because at the same time, the pitch team were installing a job near the O2. So I went down to the O2 just to oversee that install and see how they were getting on and say hello to them really. Because it was the first big production job they've done since we acquired them back in October, November really last year. So that was good. So it was a really busy couple of 48 hours of Long Eaton to Manchester, Manchester to London, London to Long Eaton in less than 48 hours. So yeah, busy week. But the jobs have all gone really well, and I'm so proud of the team. Like they're really good at this stuff now. Like way better than when I used to kind of get involved in managing these events. They're just really, really good at this stuff, and it's nice to be able to stand back and just watch them all do their thing. So that's been the big things happening this week in terms of jobs. Monday, before all the chaos kicked off, I spent quite a bit of time learning about LinkedIn retargeting. So, for those who've been following along for a while, you know that I mainly talk about our advertising is our organic social media content and our organic web content plus LinkedIn paid ads. And we're doing about 2.5 grand a month now in spend, which in the big scheme of things isn't that much, but we're getting a lot better at it now. So in the last 30 days, we've spent 2.5 grand. We've probably got 30 grand's worth of orders off the back of that, plus maybe another 30, 40 grand's worth of quotes outstanding. And we're still learning like how to do this. And part of that is going to be retargeting. So instead of us just hitting cold people all the time with ads, what I've been learning how to do is kind of take the people who've engaged with our content and put them in a separate pot almost, and they get more content. So that's something I'm going to start working on next week. Now that all the jobs are finished, other things that have been going on this week. This will be quite a short episode this week, so don't worry too much about time. Um, what we really noticed was having so many jobs on, Premier jobs and now pitch jobs, is we're running low on core equipment. Really boring things like XLR cable, DMX cable, 16 amp cable, flight cases for all the cable to go in, decimators. So we're going to have to do a big stock buy and go, okay, let's take all of our cable, let's add 20-30% to it, run some more jobs, and then see how short we are. And we may have to do that again. And we're gonna end up needing to buy new microphones, maybe some more speakers, because we had enough kit to do all the Premier jobs, but now we've got all the Premier jobs and all the pitch jobs. It's just getting spread a bit too thin. So that's I think that was a learning really from the week. It's also been really busy in terms of new orders. Like we've confirmed that we're going to go to Glastonbury this year to install an exhibition stand at Glastonbury. I say an exhibition stand; it's more of an activation. So that's been really cool. And then load of new inquiries I've just been helping to get across the line, doing the quotes and stuff because all the team have been on site. So I've had a bit of time to kind of do some quotes for people while the rest of the team have been actually delivering jobs. If it carries on like this, we are going to have to employ another round of another production manager, another exhibition person to kind of just help facilitate. Because we're getting the inquiries in now, and we're struggling to convert them all because we're struggling to quote everything, which is a bit crazy, really. Um, Good problem to have though. But I'd much rather that than us scrapping around for work. And then in terms of like my normal bits that I spend my life doing, so last week we launched a new email signatures, which I was dead happy with, and now having used it for a week, I think it was too big, it was too long. So I spent today like reducing the padding between all of the lines just to kind of condense that signature down a bit. But because I'd already rolled it out across, I'd made 6 versions of it basically. I needed to then do that 6 times. So I've done that today. Other things, the new Woods Premier Wood Shop, the floor has been painted. While we were all away in Manchester, we got the painters in and we have painted the floor, scrubbed it using some sort of diamond cutting device. I don't know, we outsourced it. And then they've sealed it and painted it. Now needs 40 hours to dry, and then we can walk on it, and then it takes 7 days to fully dry until we can put the plant in. But we're now in a position really where we can start putting some stuff in, which is going to be really exciting. Get some machines moved, get some racking put up. We need to get some desks in the office, but we're really not far off moving into that place, which is really, really good. It does mean there's going to be like a week, 10 days where we can't make anything because we're going to be moving other stuff. But I'm down with that. It's a price worth paying. Other things that happened this week is the new uniform, which we've been talking about for ages. We kind of gave to some people this week and said, just go and try it. How thick's a t-shirt? Is the thickness right? That like what dramas do you have with the uniform on site? So we're going to collate all that feedback from people next week, and then assuming that all the items pass their test almost on site, order everyone new uniform, which is going to be an expensive thing to do, but will really smarten up everyone's like image on site. So I'm looking forward to that getting done. And that's pretty much it, really. Oh, I've two things. Two things. Um, you know what? I spoke about, I don't know, 6 weeks ago about the Premier trainers. So we're going to give these away to people who do epic shit, basically. Um, I've given away 2 pairs already. I'm having a pair because obviously I'm epic. And I emailed the supplier to say, oh, yeah, okay, thanks for the sample. Can we have 3 pairs, please? And they came back and said, oh, no, we don't do this anymore. So we found another supplier who can make them for us. So I've been doing that this week, finding trainer suppliers, which I never thought would be my job, but I've done it. Found someone. It was £205 a pair, which I don't think is too bad for a pair of personalised trainers because people will look after them. And yeah, I can't wait. I'm hoping to have mine ready for event production show. And the other thing is, and I've debated whether to talk about this, but I think it is what it is. I said I'd talk about what it's like to run a business. We obviously had these registration kiosks. They're made out of wood, and the local crew put them into the lorry upside down on the way back from the job. One of them is definitely snapped in half, so I'll do some clever editing and just overlay that because it's ridiculous. But this is the kind of the stuff you have to deal with when you run a company. I don't know where the liability lies in terms of whose fault that is. I'm sure there'll be an argument at some point, but come on. Anyway, you'll see the picture. It's hilarious. Um, that's it. I'll try and keep it nice and short. What we on? Under 10 minutes, perfect. If this is useful, like tell me. I think it might be useful for some people. If not, it might be absolutely not useful. And I guess I can see some stats and people stop watching. It probably means that I should probably stop rabbiting on a bit. But anyway, week 4 done. Ella will be here next week for week 5. I'll do it properly in the podcast studio. Any questions or comments, leave it in the chat. Thanks, bye.